Live from Brewvies, it's Geekshow Podcast.
Hey, thanks everybody for coming out. We appreciate it. We're going to get right to it because we got a long movie to get to. On the show today, a couple of my favorite things, Disneyland and drinking. It's all here on this episode of Geek Show Podcast. Oh, you're killing me there.
Geek Show, Geek Show, Geek Show!
geekshowpodcast.com.
Thank you. We are live at Brewvies for the Geek Show Saturday matinee.
Yay!
Batman 89 today, and I've got some interesting facts about Batman 89 toward the end of the show.
This is one of two movies that I've seen more than 3 times on opening day.
On opening day?
Yeah.
Wow.
This and Batman Returns I saw 4 times on opening day.
That's commitment.
Well, yeah, I was committed.
It wasn't
shortly
an
afterwards.
instruction.
Quad T, Too Tall Toady is here. Hi.
Hey.
Lee George Cade is here.
Yeah.
Rebecca Frost.
Oh.
And our special guests. We had on last episode Chris Provost from Provost Park Pass. He's our Disneyland expert. And now our adult beverage expert, our good friend Jimmy Santangelo from the Wine Academy of Utah. Go to wineacademyofutah.com and learn from Jimmy about what it is you're putting into your tummy that makes you feel so good.
Oh, but he pairs it with really amazing food. So when you're done, you're just like, oh, my tummy's happy and my brain doesn't hurt.
Now, I know tomorrow in the Tribune, Salt Lake Tribune, you've got an article about how to order wine like a pro.
Yeah, off a restaurant wine list. Yeah, a couple of pro tips and go-to ways to just enjoy yourself at dinner.
What is one wine tip?
Order a bottle of sparkling wine when you get there, rather than everyone ordering cocktails. Just kind of order a bottle of wine and sparkling. It really marks the occasion, and it goes great with all apps.
Listen to this guy.
See? He
He's
knows,
so sophisticated.
he knows his stuff. All right, so let's begin. We're going to do some news here real quick, and then we're going to talk Cantina drinks from, is it Uga's Cantina?
Ogas.
Olga's Cantina?
Olga's.
See, I haven't been yet, so I don't know. I've not met he or she.
Olga's a lady.
It's a lady.
Is it a lady?
Women can own restaurants too, Karen.
What?
We know this. B. Arthur owns the Cantina.
Women's Month.
That's B. Arthur, isn't it? Yeah. But speaking of Disneyland and celebrities, this is Rebel Wilson has been banned from Disneyland.
Womp womp.
Now I got
30 days.
30
Oh,
days.
it's only 30 days.
It's only 30 days.
Chris, you got to weigh in on this because
And they let her choose when.
Yeah, they let her choose when.
A day this month, a day next month.
Oh, she had to do 30 consecutive, but they did ask her, like, when are you filming? That would be your time that you would be banned, so she couldn't come in.
So it wasn't.
So she was like, oh, June, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it wasn't right away. It's like she can wait
Uh-huh.
because she's apparently there like every day
Yeah.
or something.
Huge Disney fan.
So my question is, does she have to go back to the Rebel base?
Oh, man, he beat you to that one.
How did I miss that?
That was pretty nuts.
Oh, my gosh. What a callback.
See, you'd know that reference if
You were here.
If you were here.
Yeah.
All right. This is. But I guess she took a picture in a bathroom at Club 33. Is that what it says?
There is, So, they didn't say where it was, but it's speculated it's Club 33. There is a huge policy of no photos in the bathrooms.
All the bathrooms.
Particularly Club 33. But yeah, and you want to know how that got put in place?
How?
Perverts.
Somebody,
my first thought.
LeBron James was in there, and somebody took a picture of him in the bathroom.
Oh.
And so after that, they banned it. So you're not even supposed to, like, no photos at all in the bathrooms ever. Can't show it, whatever. And she did. She took a photo and she posted it on social media, and they banned her from Disney for 30 days.
But she got to pick her.
But she got to pick her time.
That's the part that I like so much.
Yeah, I'll take the 30 days. I'll be out of the country. Thank you.
Let's see. Thrillist has reported that Le Salon Nouveau Lounge, which can be accessed by non-members of Club 33, serve dishes like California caviar appetizer for $28, the signature hamburger entree paired with a glass of champagne for $75. Members can also access Le Grand Salon and enjoy a 5-course après-ski menu, which includes scallop duck breast and saddle of lamb for about $100.
And you actually got to reverse that. It's the salon you can go into without a member. So if you somebody from Club 33 invites you, you can go there. But to go to the Nouveau, what do you call whatever
Salon.
it is? That's right. That Nouveau salon. You have to be with a Club 33 member to go to that particular part. And there's a big bar in there.
Yes.
And when they order certain drinks and they put them on the counter, the bar will light up in like blues and yellows. And it goes along those ceilings. So people order different drinks so you can see it. It's like, whoop. This looks really cool.
How do they do that?
Disney Magic.
Disney Magic.
Chris, follow-up question. You are a Club 33 member?
No, I wish I was.
They didn't just give you one?
Yeah, no.
They should.
Yeah. Yeah, they should. Sure.
I've gotten in twice because my brother-in-law, he's in finance. So, you know,
This guy.
some sort of thing. But I didn't get the light up bar thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I was seeing things because, well,
The coolest thing they have there, though, is there's a jazz painting. And it has 4 musicians, like one's holding a clarinet, and one's got a trumpet, and like a upright bass. And as the song comes on that they have like that, the painting, they will disappear. Those guys will disappear. And then on the bar, you'll see their silhouettes. You'll see like a trumpet playing, and the trumpet will be playing. And then as the song ends, you can see the spirit goes back into the painting, and it reappears back in the painting.
How'd they do that?
Disney Magic.
So for people wondering why Carrie was saying things, he did drink the water on the Pirates of the
did.
Caribbean ride.
I did.
I can see through time.
That Simpsons episode is based on true events.
And literally the line, "Look out for that poorly rendered drawing of Queen Victoria."
Carrie is the lizard queen.
I was for a solid 12 hours. I'd love to be the lizard queen again someday. Anyway, let's see. Disney having some problems. They're running into the problems that just about everybody that is doing streaming
Woke culture.
is running into. No, it's not even that.
What do you mean by that?
It's has to do with we're not making as much money as we thought we were.
Oh, no.
And so we have to back off, and maybe we'll sell Hulu. We're talking about selling Hulu.
But I like Hulu.
Well, you can keep your Hulu. It's just we're going to have someone else run it for us or something. But they're backing off on specifically Star Wars movies,
Oh, no.
which, Lee is thrilled about.
I am. Star Wars belongs on TV.
Well, that's what they're saying, is that we're not, the Patty Jenkins Rogue Squadron project, which I was really looking forward to.
Even after Wonder Woman.
Yeah, not going to happen. They even said to Kevin Feige, your movie isn't going to happen.
Wow.
The only one that they're looking at right now is Taika Waititi's, which I don't know anything about it, but
Could they not?
after seeing Love and Thunder, I
Maybe give him a break.
let him rest.
Just give him a writing partner and an editor.
Someone
Yes.
to rein him in, and it'll be great.
'Cause he's amazing. Like everything he does is good, except for Love and Thunder had its good parts.
Yeah,
But he needs someone to say, maybe no,
maybe not.
maybe no.
Oh, honey, no.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because I don't know if you know this. Bob Iger just yesterday had a conference call, and in that call, he's called out Marvel too.
He did, yeah.
And he's like, I think we need to have new characters. No more. We don't need to keep doing like 3s and 4s of a movie. He's like, introduce new characters.
Nice.
I think he looked at Ant-Man
Ant-Man.
and Quantumania and also Love and Thunder and went, well, maybe we do
Well,
something else.
look at what James Gunn is doing with DC. All kinds of new weird characters that haven't been on the screen yet.
Marvel's sitting on a franchise that they're just not touching because we know we're all waiting for X-Men. And they're
Yes.
just sitting there going, well, we're going to wait. We're going to wait until you're all bored with Eternals 3.
And
And then...
it sounds like they killed it.
But we can't say that Ant-Man is the problem because none of the Ant-Man movies made money. They're like the least performing movies in the Marvel
And
franchise.
they're all good.
They're all fantastic.
I love them.
The first one is one of my favorites.
Seen the third one yet?
Not yet. It's playing over here. I think.
No.
Did you know there's
That movie
actually
gave me COVID.
there's a scientific test. I don't know if you guys know this. If you take to tell if it's a female ant or a male ant,
Get ready.
if you take the ant and you throw it on water, if it sinks, it's a girl ant. But if it floats, it's a boy ant.
I wish I had my soundboard. Gosh dang it. I need that. But
I don't know. Mixed reactions here. Mixed reactions.
By the way, this is how you get 100 billion subscribers on YouTube.
That's how you do it.
puns.
We'll
I'm on
probably know more because the Star Wars celebration is coming up in April, and that's when they'll make announcements as far as Star Wars goes. But
Sounds like it's gonna be really sad. It's gonna be like, here's a show we're not doing anymore. Oh, by the way, the redemption of Rey Skywalker. Sorry, we can't do it.
But don't worry, 8 more seasons of The Mandalorian.
Hey, this last Mandalorian was amazing.
It really was.
I laughed, I cried, I cheered.
Let's
I
see.
haven't seen any of it.
And then the title credits ended. And the show started.
Hey, no.
Bazinga!
No, it was good. I liked it.
There was a thing, and then there was another thing, and then this guy was like, "Arr!" And then this other guy was like, pew, pew, pew. It was amazing.
Yeah.
It's everything I want in Star Wars.
Now, they've started shooting, as far as Disney goes and Marvel, Daredevil Born Again. They've started shooting, they start next week, it looks like. And they have announced that, yes, your Charlie Cox, your Vincent D'Onofrio is back. They also announced earlier this week that the guy who played the Punisher, he'll be back.
That guy's name is John Bernthal.
John Bernthal.
Were you afraid to pronounce it?
I was waiting to upset Tony because he's a
I really like John Bernthal.
he's a Bernthal stan. Is what he
Did
is.
you watch The Bear, Tony?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Fantastic.
And then they announced the director for the first episode, who it's important because they set the tone of the series, and this is an 18-episode thing that they're
it's
doing.
Taika Waititi, and it's a comedy.
I'm sorry, it's going to happen. Michael Cuesta is his name. He is responsible for shows like Homeland and Dexter and Chicago PD and a whole bunch of different stuff.
Interesting.
Dope Sick, Billions. He's worked on a lot of things.
Dope Sick was good.
Yeah, so it's not going to be a comedy. I
So
don't
another
think.
stressful Daredevil?
Another stressful there. That's I like anyway. But they have announced that there will be returning characters, but maybe not played by who we thought. Like Vanessa, Kingpin's wife, whom I thought was just wonderful.
Yeah.
They're recasting her. Yeah.
Aren't they also recasting Karen and Foggy?
They're not sure whether Karen and Foggy are going to be in it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So this is the thing: is that it's called Born Again. It's clearly not going to follow the Born Again storyline.
Yeah.
It's
clearly.
Born Again in a sense that the show is back.
And I think that's I think that's as far as the thought went. I really do.
And that was the Frank Miller run, right?
It was
Born
Frank
Again,
Miller.
yeah. Really
Born
good.
Again's one of my favorite. It is my favorite Daredevil story.
There's some cool storylines in Daredevil that you could do without Karen.
Oh,
Foggy,
clearly,
though. You
sure.
could do
Yeah.
what was the San Francisco period? was
She's a
fun.
pretty tragic character, just in
Well,
general.
especially in Born Again.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, get those women bummers out of there.
Let's see. Now to DC. Thank you, Tony.
Yeah. Yeah.
The show Batman Caped Crusader.
I was excited to see this news.
It is, because Warner Brothers with their problems, they've been kicking everything to the curb.
Boo.
They've decided, Amazon said, we'll take that show.
Yay.
Because we like the Batman, the animated series, and it's the same people.
Yeah, it's got
is this
like J.J. Abrams, Bruce Timm.
Oh, this is the one I really wanted.
Yeah, this was the one that looked really good.
Yeah. So it's going to be over there. Yeah, Ed Brubaker's
Brubaker,
involved,
yeah.
and he'll write.
him.
He'll write your crime, all right.
He'll
crime
get
you up.
crime all up in your stuff.
He will crime you up.
He'll crime you up.
Crime
good.
you up real good.
And so that's some good news that we're going to finally get to be able to see that. And other good news is James Gunn has he's on social media, and he'll
A lot.
and he'll bite back.
Yep.
He will bite back.
And not in a fun way.
No,
Not in a playful.
he is coming to the defense of the villain, the High Evolutionary, played by Chukwudi Iwuji. There's somebody. He posted a picture of the character in makeup and everything, and he said, "I can't wait for you all to meet this guy." Right? An Instagram user left a lengthy comment on his photo. Damn it! Another white guy they made into a black guy. Why couldn't they just leave him white, or I don't know, pick a different minority? How about Asian or gasp a Latino? Yeah.
Could you get bigger problems?
No kidding.
Says next time a major character, hero/villain will be trans or homosexual or non-binary, when in comics they're not. Sad and pathetic. They're picking based on race and what's PC. Gunn fired back. I chose the best actor, period, and the best person for the role. I don't give a shit what ethnicity he is, so stop with your racist presumptions on why he was chosen. And by the way, he's playing a guy who is almost always purple in color.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I don't think he's even white in the comics.
So I just love that.
I'm tired of people casting non-blue people to play Kree.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Couldn't you get a blue person?
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, this is... oh, hang on. Here we go. Yeah. Just real quick, I want to raise a glass. I'm sorry, to Bert I. Gordon, who made a lot of really bad movies that are very, very important to us Mystery Science Theater fans. If you're a Mystery Science Theater fan, you are familiar with Bert I. Gordon because they've done just about all of his films on Mystery Science Theater.
What a legacy.
Indeed.
He's the Uwe Boll of
He
his
is.
generation.
So The Cyclops, The Amazing Colossal Man.
Oh, that's a good one.
Beginning of the End, Earth versus the Spider, Attack of the Puppet People, Tormented, The Boy and the Pirates. I didn't see that one. And my favorite title, Picture Mommy Dead. I didn't see that one.
The Boy and the Pirates, that's just Peter Pan, isn't it?
Maybe. He also did a
Off
movie.
Broadway.
Yeah,
He,
exactly.
he also did a movie which I never saw, but I saw the commercials when I was a kid. And the commercials scared the hell out of me. The Food of the Gods.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
What is the food of the gods?
Ambrosia.
Us.
Oh, it's people.
Yeah.
It's giant rats are eating people.
You know what commercial
The
scared the hell
Ragots?
out of me, but he didn't do it? Was, do you remember It's Alive? I have the people in the bassinet and the hand would come up and I'd scream because I was 7.
And you still slept in a bassinet. Yeah.
We got to go back to Picture Mommy Dead.
Yeah,
is that like a spoiler?
I don't know.
Is that a spoiler? No, because it's asking you to envision.
Is it just a really angsty teenager just like, oh, I wish my mom was dead?
His films were often family affairs. His late wife Flora assisted him on the special effects, and their daughter Susan acted in 4 of them. Let's see.
Nepo baby.
Nepo baby.
Nepo baby.
Picture Mommy Dead. Here we go. Don Amici, Martha Heyer, Zsa Zsa Gabor.
Oh. The good Gabor.
Manipulated minds in Picture Mommy Dead. Hedy Lamarr had dropped out after a shoplifting arrest. Wow.
What a tale.
Sorry, we lost Hedy Lamarr.
We did.
She stole a Kit Kat.
Peter Graves battled giant grasshoppers in the beginning of the end.
Yeah.
Now, he did get Orson Welles in one of his movies.
It wasn't hard to do in the 60s.
Exactly.
You're like, Orson Welles, do you have a mortgage payment
And he was warned about Welles' habit of thumbing his nose at directors and insistence on working only from 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Oh, he's like me that way.
Where does that boundaries?
Yeah.
Good for him.
Do you have need of a magician?
All Gordon had to do was provide Orson Welles with a personal chef, a dressing room on a patio, and a refrigerator filled with Chicago ribs.
Easy. No, that's a short rider.
This is funny because that's my writer too, and no one does it.
All of this was fodder for the hosts of Mystery Science Theater, which brought Gordon a new audience, people like me. And he said, "I watched it one time, and I didn't like them making fun of his work." This was members of his family. Big, B-I-G was his initials. Bert I. Gordon. All right.
Did you mention he was 100?
He was 100 years old. Yeah.
100.
And it's because he fell down. He probably would have lived longer. But
Did you know falling down?
Come on. We're so close.
Falls kill more elderly people than just about anything else.
I know.
Because you just can't get back up.
There's some interesting trivia that I just found out about Picture Mommy Dead.
Oh,
Okay. All
They
right.
had 90 actresses audition for the role of Susan, and then he ended up just casting his daughter.
His daughter, because she works for below rate. That's amazing. Finally, this. I know, especially Mike loves Lego sets. And we're getting 5 new Jurassic Park sets coming out, including this one you'll need, the Triceratops Research Set. It is the first Lego set to include a mountain of poop.
Yes.
They've taken this long to
How
get
many-
that scene made in Lego?
How many pieces?
One.
Two,
Tony, that's not healthy.
no, you.
Says you. It came out just fine.
No, you
What?
got.
They call me one and done Tony.
It's a 281-piece set.
That's just the poop.
It includes the Triceratops figure, the mound of feces, a disgusted E.M. Malcolm minifigure,
Yep.
an Ellie Slater figure.
Does she come with a little arm you can stick in it?
I think so.
Oh,
Because she had the thing. That's
Yeah, better be a super long glove.
And you also get the Jurassic Park Ford Explorer tour vehicle in that set as well. But yes, you do have to assemble the poop. All right.
There's so many.
As per usual.
There's so many like different poop jokes in that, but I'm gonna be honest. Poop jokes aren't like my favorite, but they're like a solid number 2.
Oh my god.
There's the pun I was looking for.
There was an Avengers Lego set that came out like 10 years ago that had MODOK in it and a lab, and I thought to myself, I should buy that, or I should pay my gas bill. So I paid my gas bill, and I've been regretting it ever since.
Man.
Because that MODOK was amazing.
Let's get to our guests here because, and this is a harmonic convergence as far as I'm concerned because we've got our Disney expert in Chris and our booze expert in Jimmy. And so we want to talk about Oga's Cantina and the drinks that they have at Oga's Cantina. Now, Jimmy has not been to Oga's.
No, I haven't, but man, this beverage menu looks pretty
But
awesome.
in
We're going to go
spirit you
someday.
have.
Yeah,
We're going to go someday.
We're going to do it.
And Chris has been to, I think, both of them, right?
Yeah. I've been actually several times. I have some cool trivia about this too. We'll talk about it.
All
as
right.
you go on.
Cool.
So where do you want to start, Jimmy? Should we just...
Well, for those that don't know,
this is a recording, so you can learn how to make these drinks on in your house. So...
yeah, these are great. So when I first came across this menu, I was just totally inspired because, you know, Oga's Cantina and the movies and things of that nature, it's so epic. And I'm like, oh yeah, what were they drinking there? And when this menu came out for the public to make a reservation, go and have a couple of cocktails. I think you're only allowed 90 minutes to be there.
Yeah,
maximum
they
three.
we had a reservation.
Yeah.
And I think it was like 90 minutes.
Is that right?
Quick hour and a half, and there's 9 drinks on this menu. They're broken out between vodka, gin, tequila is heavy, rum, and then a few a whiskey cocktail base. And when I look at a beverage menu as a professional, I'm kind of like, hey, where did they get this inspiration from? Now, mind you, all these cocktail drinks are a lot of fun. So you have the fuzzy Tauntaun, the Jedi Mind Trick, the Bloody Rancor, the T16 Skyhopper, the Outer Rim, like all these super cool. So when I approached Carrie, I'm like, dude, we got to talk about, you tell me where these drinks are inspired from, the name.
Now, we wanted to make the drinks here, but it's Utah. So we're going to do it at a later date, and we're going to do it on our video, on our Patreon. So that's why you need to join our Patreon, geekshowgotthiscovered.com, and we'll do a series of videos, I think, maybe we'll have you two in the kitchen doing it.
That'll be fun.
Yes.
So, like, for example, the Fuzzy Tauntaun, just take it from the top. That's based on, so the cocktail ingredients here as described on the menu, Ciroc peach vodka, a peach schnapps, and simply orange juice with tangerine. So what that is a fuzzy navel, right? Fuzzy navel. And a fuzzy navel is a cocktail, but it was brought out in the 80s by Peach Schnapps, Bowles, B-O-L-S, the producer, and they were like, hey, we got to really promote this cocktail. What are we going to do? And they called it a fuzzy navel by simply adding it with orange juice. So the fuzzy part is referring to the peach fuzzy, and navel of the orange. And then the peach, or the fuzzy navel, then over a few spring breaks in Florida, people were like, hey, let's add some vodka to this so we can get to where we need to be sooner.
But I'm looking at they add more sugar into this, pure cane sugar.
I'm on board with that.
Well, you would.
People love sugar, the sweeter the drinks. All these drinks are kind of on the off-dry side.
And then the buzz button tingling foam.
So that's a...
Chris?
Now, so they put that on the rim of the glass. And I was there on opening day, and my friend, she ordered this drink, and when she's drinking it, if you don't know, it makes your lips go completely numb.
What?
And so your lips are completely numb, and you're drinking this, and she didn't know, and she told the server, she's like, my lips are numb, and the server's like, oh, you must be allergic, something's wrong. So everybody's like, oh no. But they do that to everybody.
Medic.
Yeah, they do it to everybody. So I don't know what it is, but it makes your lips go completely like numb.
Yeah, when you make some of these, it's xanthium gum and these tinctures that you can you pressurize and you foam out. So perhaps some of that impacted people's lips, things of that nature.
Yeah. Okay. Let's take a look at another one. What do you like, Jimmy?
If I were to go, the Outer Rim I find really interesting. That's part of the sour family. The Outer Rim is Patron Silver tequila. You have pomegranate liqueur, lime juice, pure cane sugar, and then some more like a black salt, and then the exotic fruit puree floating on top. This is a take on a classic daiquiri, or a margarita rather, where you've got tequila mixed with citrusy and sweetness, shook and then strained over a glass. And I just love those style of cocktails, kind of in the sour family of tartness. But then you got a little bit of that pomegranate juice replacing some of that sweet.
So what would black salt has a little bit of a sulfuric quality to it. So what would that?
Well, I think that's playing in, and you guys can jump in, the Outer Rim. I think that's where that Outer Rim is playing on the rim of the glass, the black, and then you have the white, the black sea salt.
And the Outer Rim territories in Star Wars are
full of sulfur,
notoriously dark and icky.
So I Googled it. Buzz button flowers are a natural alkaloid that changes how you perceive flavor. Oh. So it's a buzz button is a flower that has to soak for a couple days.
That's the fuzzy tauntaun that makes your
So your bottom drink, the Yub Nub, looks like it would be served best with Imperial Stormtrooper as a pairing.
Yeah, the Yub Nub is a classic tiki-influenced drink. Yeah. As they describe it here, the Malibu pineapple rum, Sailor Jerry spice rum, so giving it an extra little oomph on your alcohol there. Citrus juices, passion fruit, served in a souvenir indoor mug. Now, mind you, all these cocktails are the $17 to $19 per, except for this one, because of that signature souvenir mug. Yeah. That's a $45.
So is it a Stormtrooper helmet with a straw?
No, it's a little. It's an Ewok, but it looks like a tiki mug.
So is it an Ewok head?
No, it's a porg.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, it's a porg.
It's a porg, but it looks like a little tiki.
Yeah, and it's heavy. It's like really heavy.
I'm not going to carry that around the park all day.
And it'll break. Like if you drop it, it's going to break. So I mean,
it's ceramic.
It's ceramic. Yeah.
But there aren't porgs on Endor.
That you know of.
The problem is, you bring a couple porgs to Endor.
They're an invasive species.
Next thing you know, they're everywhere.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Let's see. What else have we got here?
Well, one of the whiskey ones, and I believe you had this one, the jet juice or the jet fuel.
I haven't had that one, but my friends had that, and they said that that's the strongest drink that they have there.
Jet juice.
And it's the shortest one, so it's the smallest, but yet it has
I was going to say, these two on the bottom, it looks like you could easily make at home. The rest of them seem a little complicated.
The jet juice, I think originally was called jet fuel, and then they changed the name to jet juice.
It's a bourbon-based.
It's just juice. I don't know. So
it's a bourbon-based cocktail, almost a take on the Manhattan, but instead of sweet vermouth, they're using in there, I believe, it's neat because you've got this Antares Chile liqueur.
That sounds good.
But then that spice is offset by the pomegranate liqueur. And then you have a white grape juice, which will be moderately sweet.
Very.
So you're calming down that spice, and just kind of a neat inspiration.
And then probably a squeeze of lemon to help with the Maker's Mark bourbon, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So when this one's made, I need to be there just to make sure.
That's a fun one.
Supervise.
Yeah.
Quality assurance.
All these have some really fun glassware too. They're all in unique stemware.
But I'm going to say this though on that. The jet juice is the only one that every one of them comes out looks very flashy, like it's cool, it's like a good presentation. The jet juice is the only one that doesn't. It just comes out in like almost like
in a glass,
just
in
like
a
little shot glass.
Yeah.
Literally a little shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's the one I have a picture.
It's larger. It's probably 2.5 ounces, but it's in a smaller vessel.
Yeah.
So some of these glasses are large and like a hurricane glass, where this one is moderate.
You'll see a lot of people at tables. They'll all order the jet fuel, and then they all on the same time go 1, 2, 3, and they'll slam it, and then you'll see. Their faces contort. And
that's not nearly big enough. We need to make a large one.
Batch it out.
And 4 fingers.
Yeah, because
Tony, don't drop 4 fingers like you know what you're talking about.
4 fingers. I have 8 fingers of Mountain Dew every day.
With those fingers, what is it? An extra large can?
Yeah.
Yeah, your fingers.
Sasquatch fingers.
Sasquatch mitts.
Yeah, because see, a lot of these look like they might be difficult to make, but the jet juice and the Yub Nub look like you could easily do. some of these are, yeah. I mean, where am I going to get? Well, no, wait, the Bloody Rancor. That's something I think you could make at home. Except for I don't have Rancor bone.
Yeah, that's hard to
hard
come
to
by
find.
these days.
I can
yeah.
get you. I have
Black
a guy.
market.
The Jedi Mind Trick's a fun one. That was the one that I want to challenge myself in making. It's Kettle One, grapefruit and rose vodka, which we do have here in the state. But the Velvet Falernum, which is, that's a beautiful little beverage that has clove, cinnamon. It's a vodka based. You could make it at home. You'd start with a base of horchata. That'll get you to where you need to be. A little bit of pineapple, so you get that spice, vodka base again. I was able to source a little bit of that from a private club here in town. Had we been able to, I did a quick hurry-up offense to source it. But the blue curacao, and it's just really neat that these drinks they're using a lot of liqueurs, whether it's melon liqueur, the blue curacao, not necessarily for that flavor impact, but the coloring, because these are very electric colored kind of drinks. Kind of fun.
Chris, we've threatened to do this. You're going to take me to Disneyland one of these days and get me drunk, right?
Oh yeah, it's very simple to do.
Is there a rule? So if you're only allowed in the cantina for 90 minutes, is there a challenge where you could try to order every single one of these drinks?
I think there is now. Oh, wait. Go ahead. Sorry.
I think no, there's not a limit how many drinks you can order, but they do have you in there for 90 minutes, and then they have they leave. And they used to. Now they're trying to get more people. Like they have like those little, like those, you sit down like a, what is that, like a little, not a, like a, you sit down.
It's like a booth.
A booth,
When
booth.
when I went, that's our reservation. We thought we would get our own table, but they put us at one of those booths with like
Yes.
4 other people.
They'll split the booth in half, so you'll be there with other people, and so sometimes you'll have other people at your booth with you, or they have, if you're willing, they have a stand-up area where you can just stand up at like the tall boy tables or the bar. I would recommend, though, it's really fun if you're going to go to it, to request to stand at the bar, because the bartenders, They put on a little show, and like the lights will go down. They'll bang on the thing to get the power to come back up on, and they have lots of fun stuff like that. So yeah.
All right, I need to do this. But yeah, let's create our own challenge, Rebecca.
Okay.
We'll call
We'll
it the
sit down. We'll take one of everything.
yes, the Geek Show challenge, one of everything. Here's my credit card.
I don't want to look at the bill.
Now the history of the Disney parks and alcohol are interesting because it was always no alcohol.
That's weird for a park built by alcoholics.
True.
And train enthusiasts.
And train enthusiasts. So it was no alcohol in Disneyland.
The only place you could get alcohol in Disneyland originally was Club 33.
Yeah.
And that was, you had to have a membership. It's the only place to get alcohol.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So now the Cantina
Yep.
is the only other place in Disneyland.
Yeah.
Now California Adventure, you can, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get snockered and
There's
just
bars all over the place.
bar everywhere, and especially the Food and Wine Festival.
Yeah.
You can really get, which is why I think that it might be my favorite park. But there was talk about bringing alcohol, like it was in California Adventure, because they're making a lot of money, to Disneyland.
Yeah.
Has there been any more movement on that?
No, I don't think. I think that they kind of eased that into having the August Cantina. I think they're thinking about it. Here's what it was really interesting. It was Disneyland Paris.
Yes.
When they opened up Disneyland Paris, in their culture there, wine is very prevalent.
Yes.
They didn't allow alcohol when Disneyland Paris first opened up.
Which was a mistake.
It was a huge mistake, and a lot of people says, "Hey, you're trying to whitewash American culture, not let us have drinks." So they ended up allowing wine into Disneyland Paris, and they realized, "Oh, it works. It's fine." And that allowed Disney California Adventure to have it, and so then they wanted to have it at Disneyland, and they kind of eked it into August Cantina, which is interesting because a lot of people, Disney aficionados, people who love Disney, a lot of them don't really count Star Wars or Galaxy Edge as part of Disneyland, even though it is part of Disneyland.
Really?
They think of Disneyland as like Fantasyland, Tomorrowland, Adventureland, and they're like, oh yeah, there is Star Wars area. So I think that's how Disney kind of did that with keeping their aesthetics of what they've got going
Do
on.
people feel that same way about like Pandora in Disney World?
No, because Pandora is in Animal Kingdom, and so that's how they kind of have it's Animal Kingdoms, and the attraction they have is you're riding the Banshee, or they called it an ichor, and you could ride that, yeah. And so it's like an animal, even though it's like a, whatever.
You could open Club Obi-Wan in Adventureland. That would fit
Oh,
perfectly.
Oh
Yes.
my gosh,
Yeah.
Temple Doom.
You have your 1930s style.
Now we want Dax's Diner.
So
All right, let's move on to. Thank you guys, by the way.
Yeah.
We've got Batman '89 starting here in about 10 minutes for the Geek Show Saturday matinee, and thank you for picking it. We saw how excited you were about Keaton being back in the new Flash movie, and so we thought makes sense. Let's just throw it up. Now next time, there's voting. Has it been decided yet? Do we know? Okay, you're still allowed to vote. It's a choice, and
It's a literal face-off at this point.
and it's Rebecca's fault.
Yeah, it's my birthday month in April, and so I get to make all final decisions.
Wait, whoa, wow, what?
Yeah. So the choices are Face Off or Con Air. So place your votes. I said, why not a double feature? But they were like, we have to be out of here by a certain time.
Play 'em. Just play them faster.
Start earlier? We already get complaints about how early we start. But Batman '89, Lee knows this movie very well, apparently. How did you do that in one day?
I was unemployed.
Oh, okay. It was the one day that he was unemployed.
I was unemployed and beautiful. So I could just say, hi, I really want
In
to
a
see
galaxy far, far away.
Well, long ago, definitely. But yeah, I just remember being able to bat my eyes and say, I really need to see Batman.
So-
And let's go.
So here are some facts about Batman '89. Michael Uslan, who's written a book about Batman, he has to be involved in a Batman project or it doesn't get made. Somehow he bought the rights to movies and TV. Anyway, he concluded that Jack Nicholson was the perfect choice to play the Joker. He was walking on air. The production finally cast him, but he was not the only actor considered for the Joker. Try to picture these actors as you watch this movie
Close
today.
your eyes.
I have.
Mark Hamill.
No.
Oh, well,
Heath Ledger.
yes.
I think in '89 he was just a
Heath
young
Ledger was
boy.
like 3.
Yeah. Willem Dafoe.
Okay.
I mean, you don't need much makeup.
No.
He just looks like that.
Oh, and Defoe in '89, he was probably wearing enough makeup.
True.
So
James Woods, which,
Real life Joker, am I right?
yeah, exactly.
Everybody.
Now here's one. Brad Dourif. You probably can't picture Brad Dourif.
Chucky?
The guy who does the voice of Chucky, but he was what was the name of his character in? What was that? Charles Lee Ray.
and that's his name in Chucky.
In Chucky?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We'll move on. Here's two interesting ones. The first one, as much of a fan as I am of David Bowie, I don't know if it would have been a good idea.
Amazing.
No, my man's got to be the Riddler.
Exactly. I think there are better places for David Bowie than the Joker.
He
but,
is Jareth, and that is all.
but apparently,
Maxie Zeus, come on.
oh, perfect. Robin Williams really wanted the part.
They
really
you know what they
wanted Riddler,
did.
too.
They actually he got angry because Jack Nicholson came first, but he didn't accept the role, so they went to Robin Williams and they asked him, and he said yes. And then they went back to Jack Nicholson and says, "Oh, Robin Williams is gonna take the role." And so then Jack Nicholson was like, "I want the role." And Robin Williams got so upset that he's like, I won't do anything with Batman again. And he actually asked for an apology. And Warner Brothers eventually apologized to him for doing that.
'Cause they
Because they used
wanted
a
Riddler
bait and
so bad.
switch to get Jack
Oh,
Nicholson. So yeah.
Yeah.
It is rude.
That is rude.
All right. Robin, not in this movie. Might have been. The character of Robin was ultimately scrapped from this movie because it didn't feel like there was room for him. He did appear in early drafts of the script, and at one point the producers considered casting.
One of the Coreys.
No.
No, this is good.
One
he,
of the Coreys.
he was 19 at the time, so you think of that. He was 19
It
at
was,
the time.
it was one of the Wayans.
No.
No? That was the second movie.
Eddie Murphy.
Really? It was Robin?
Oh,
I mean, he was a youngster at the time.
I heard it was Keanu Reeves, not Keanu, Kiefer Sutherland.
Kiefer Sutherland was also.
Yeah, and he was 19, and he said he regretted it because he turned it down because he thought it was gonna be like a campy, funny thing, and so he ended up turning it down. And he was like, I made a mistake on that.
Tim Burton's notoriously on record as saying that he scrapped Robin because he didn't want to explain the Fredericks of Hollywood scene where they went and got the classic Robin costume, and he was instrumental in the redesign of Robin's now costume because they wanted to use Robin eventually.
Let's see, here's another one. The Joker wasn't always going to kill Batman's parents. In the final film, Jack Napier, we discover it was the Joker kills Batman's parents.
What?
I know, right?
Spoilers.
Sorry. And it is a twist that a lot of comic book fans don't like.
Because it's wrong.
Exactly.
Whoa.
I didn't like the
wrong.
I didn't like the slow-mo they used when Martha's pearls hit the alley because there's so many other ways that you could slow-mo that, as we've seen in every other Batman movie.
Now, Sam Hamm, who's one of the guys who helped with the script, he said that's something that Tim Burton had wanted from early on, and I had a bunch of arguments with him and wound up talking him out of it for as long as I could on the script. But once the script went into production, there was a writer's strike underway. I wasn't able to be with the production, and so Tim said, yes, the Joker will kill the parents. There you go. The climactic scene was written midway through the shooting. You know, it ends on the bell tower
Yeah.
at the end. Spoiler.
What?
Is anyone here seeing this for the first time? I didn't think so.
Okay. Yeah.
A little hand him like.
Was it one? You? Okay, sorry about that. Though much of the film still derived from Hamm's script, rewrites continued to happen during shooting. One of them involved the final confrontation between Batman and the Joker, according to Robert Wall, who's in the movie. The climax was inspired by Jack Nicholson and John Peters when they went to see a production of Phantom of the Opera midway through filming and watched as the Phantom made his final stand on a tower, and they said, we should do that. So that's how that happened.
Here's a good one. Do you know what the most difficult scene for them to film was?
What?
You wouldn't think about it. It's the part where Jack Nicholson has the makeup on and then he has the skin color makeup on, and then to have them wipe that off and not reveal the skin. That was the hardest scene for them to shoot because when he was wiping off the makeup, he couldn't wipe off the second layer of makeup. And they kept having to do it over and over and over again because it kept taking the wrong makeup off.
And you couldn't CGI it.
Yeah.
No.
So that was they said that was the most difficult scene for them to film over and over and over again.
Yeah, there was no CGI then.
Yeah.
Let's see. The film's marketing was so affected, it inspired real-life crimes.
How exciting.
Wow.
Any details?
Yeah, by the time Batman was actually on its way to release, it became a phenomenon. And the marketing for the film inspired a frenzy among fans. People were buying tickets to other films just to see the first trailer, selling bootleg copies of the early footage. The poster featuring the logo, the iconic logo, was so popular that people were breaking into bus stations to steal it.
Oh, wow.
There
Hardly a crime.
in Burbank. I was living in Burbank a little bit before this happened, and before the movie came out, and there was across the street from the Warner Brothers lot, a Batman logo that was on. They had this huge billboard across the street from the Warner Brothers lot, and I'd say, easily 4 times the size of a regular billboard, and that billboard was causing accidents because people were getting out of their cars to get their pictures taken in front of it. And of course, you can't just get out and take a selfie, right? So, people were causing traffic problems because they were getting out and getting your picture taken.
Yeah.
I just remember in '89, that logo was everywhere.
It was. There's also something cool trivia about this. That's the same summer that the movie The Abyss came out.
Yes.
And The Abyss did a marketing campaign. It's never been done before. They would interview people and they would say like, oh, I like this movie better than Batman. They were saying that in their commercials. And it ended up backfiring because then people who were diehard Batman fans are like, oh, yeah, well, I'm never going to go see The Abyss over that. So they...
Wow.
Yeah, but it's the only time that Hollywood has done that where they mention another movie to try to help market their movie.
Haven't thought of The Abyss in a while. It's a movie that induces my fear of drowning.
This was Batman was also the first movie I remember seeing large-scale nerd rage. Like, we had some with Worf when Next Gen started because people were like, can't have Klingon on the bridge. But when this came out, people were freaking out because Michael Keaton was only known for comedy. They were like, no, I don't want to see Batman as Mr. Mom. And there was literal nerd outrage, but no internet. to voice it on. So they'd be
Well,
like,
it's probably a lot quieter.
no, the letters column in Starlog magazine for months was just lit.
Or at your local comic book store.
You can't even Mr. Bob.
Michael Keaton, Mr. Mom.
You know, what you gonna do?
Because you remember the furor over the Joker casting with
Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody was all upset about Heath Ledger being the Joker, and I was just like, give the guy a chance.
Yeah.
My favorite Joker. But it was internet time, and so
It was
all
internet time.
all the nerds could be outraged.
Something fun though when we watch this movie, and I think it's around the 13 to 15 minute mark. You're going to see Knox. He's a reporter, and he holds up a drawing of Batman in a pinstripe suit. If you look in the corner, Bob Kane actually did that, and it's signed by Bob Kane. He's the co-creator of Batman, so that's an original artwork from that. It was one of the first concept sketches for Batman, and they got permission to use that. So you'll be able to see that in today's movie. It's really sweet.
And Chris has that framed in his house.
I
Right
don't,
now.
but I wish I did.
Well, I say without further, let's start the movie. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all. Thanks to our guests, Chris Provost, Jimmy Santangelo, wineacademyofutah.com for Jimmy, and Provost Park Pass for Chris Provost. And we'll see you around the quad all. Thank you all.
Goodbye.
Bye.